That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting political. We are getting religious. We are getting personal choice, personal freedoms. It's bringing some awareness to you today, December 12, 2019. There's a big vote today, and there are shenanigans. This article from NewJerseyVaccineChoice.com, over 40,000 healthy New Jersey children and college students could be permanently removed from school as a result. And what's happening here is there's a vote for religious personal choice freedoms when it comes to the care of one's health. And this is on the docket today to be voted down. Hence the image here. Oppose S2173A3818. And regardless of the stance you have on this topic here, for the choice of vaccination or not, this is about a much bigger topic of personal choice, personal freedoms of what to do with one's body. And in every other conversation outside of vaccination, you have, and it is acceptable to choose what you desire for yourself. They're not in this scenario. And so what I want to point out here in this article, if the rumor is accurate, the Senate Majority Leader has made it, it's not about the health of New Jersey residents, it's about the rights of New Jersey children to an education. It's a bit deeper here. And what the shenanigans are going on is at the last minute, less than 48 hours, the committee leader, Senate President Sweeney, is replacing long-standing members on the Senate Health Committee who support religious liberty and support maintaining the religious exemption, which the senators who will vote to remove religious liberty and repeal the religious exemption. We hope this is not accurate. So there was some information saying that there's going to be a switch of people who would vote in favor of freedom of choice, essentially, when it comes to your personal decisions in relationship to your personal practices with the divine creator. So that being said, there's always two sides to the coin. People want to say, you need to get your vaccination because you're damaging your health if you're putting yourself at risk, and that may be far from the truth, to be put it bluntly, for someone who has been studying these topics for 20 years. And so if you get your vaccination, that's your choice, please do. If your theories are accurate, you are protected. Your concern should be with nobody else. Otherwise, get some whole food organic vitamin C, not synthetic vitamin C. You need to learn the difference. And this comes from a Dr. Toby Watkinson, holds multiple specialties. There is a wonderful audio, Your Vitamins Are Killing You. And in this, he reveals that if there's about 35,000 diagnosable diseases, well then 30,000 of them are related to nutritional deficiency. So this goes with the theory and the practice and the research and simply put, the science that demonstrates that there's only really two reasons in general we get sick. And this is we're missing ingredients our body needs to operate optimally, or we're too polluted with toxins. And this is very much the case in our society today. And so what happens when we get proper vitamin dosage? What happens when we get proper nutrition? What happens when we get pure, clean, sufficient nutrients in a wide variety, in the full spectrum of the varieties that the human body requires? What's that result? So I could go on and on. But this is a made article I linked in the live stream. So if you go to the description, you should be able to see it. If you can't, leave a message. I'll make sure that you get the link. Now, vitamin C is the best broad-spectrum antibiotic, antihistamine, antitoxic, antiviral substance there is. It's safe, effective, and inexpensive. Quantity and frequency of dose are the keys to successful using vitamin C therapy. The goal is to maintain high levels in the blood when treating illness. The more frequency you give, the doses, the better. 1 gram equals 1,000 milligrams, excuse me. Sodium ascorbate powder is a good form of vitamin C because it is non-acidic to the stomach. Ascorbic acid powder can also be used. Powder forms are the most economical and can easily be mixed. So here's my concern is that ascorbic acid is oftentimes synthetic. Now it does have good research, so it can be used, although I lean in the camp towards the organic forms, the clean forms, the whole food concentrate forms, and I subscribe to a couple different companies that are physician access, and they are high quality and very clean and pure and provable results, provable quality. And I think this is very critical. Okay, so Dr. Susan Humphrey, somebody I highly respect in the argument, in the conversation of health freedom. And so getting to read this full entire article will give you much deeper depth of understanding of dosages, amounts, things that you need to look up on and be aware of when it comes to one's own health. So that being said, that's a piece of the conversation on what to do, how to holistically build your body. You know, we can go into the research about how chiropractic and proper chiropractic adjustment stimulates increased immune function and operation of the nervous system to detect and identify viruses, funguses, and all the bacteria that are not congruent with health. We can find that information out. We can show you that studies where chiropractic is shown to deliver that for people. We can talk about fitness and exercise and movement. We can talk about whole food vitamins and whole food eating and organic eating in that conversation. We can talk about how toxins, pesticides, herbicides, fungicides, synthetic chemicals in our deodorants, in our perfumes, in our makeups, in our oils, in our food supply. What's that doing to our body? What's in the pharmaceutical medications? What are those ingredients? How does that react? What are those effects on the human body? Do they result in health? Do you ever open up a closet in someone's bathroom and you see a closet full of pharmaceutical pill bottles? Do you assume that person is healthy? Forcibly injecting a population against their consent, against their will, against their beliefs, is that demonstrating freedom? You know, there's a famous story, and I'm going to look it up for you. And it's a story about first they came for the Jews. Right? You just type that in. You go to images. You can see a nice summary. This one's easy to read. It looks like. Let's see if we can zoom in on this one. While the exact date of the poem was first published is unclear, the earliest times Niemöller used variations of the text are traced back to 1946. The version of the text that appears in the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum reads, "First they came for the socialist, and I did not speak out, because I was not socialist. Then they came for the trade unionists, and I did not speak out, because I was not trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out, because I was not Jew. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak for me." Ladies and gentlemen, this is a forefront of movement around a huge movement that is going on in our nation, our country. And if you're unaware, well, hopefully this is reaching you, and you're opening your heart, you're opening your mind. You're seeing that we want to address this peacefully and moving forward with openness and conversation. And all we ask is that our rights of our personal choices be respected, and that afforded our due time to choose how we like to be treated. And this is with conversation and respect. This is not about violence. This is about our choice for our health, for what can be done to our physical body. And if we choose to avoid injections, if people choose to avoid injection, well, This must be allowed. People get concerned, and there's lots of questions, and there's a lot of emotion around it, and this has been done purposefully. All right, getting dinged. So I think that's enough for today. Thank you for tuning in. Pass this around, forward it. This is not something to be sad about. I want to mention this. I don't think this is something to be sad about. I believe this is something to be proud that we can rise up to the occasion and stand for the rights of humanity. This is a corporate issue that desires profit over health. It's not a big conversation. I mean, the conversation is simple, though there's been layers and layers of emotion and topic and confusion put on top of it. And there's a lot of fear injected into it. And what I've recognized in my own life, when I am uncertain about a topic, is when I'm most angry, most upset, most violently opposed to it. It's with clarity, and it's with conversation, and with education and learning and open discussion. And in this specific topic, because we're talking about injecting foreign substances into a body, violating the normal process of how any substance would be encountered in nature, and we just want to accept it as it's unsensical. All right, blessings and best regards. I'm Dr. Kevin Gyurina. Thank you for tuning in. drkeving.com for holistic healthcare, for sensible reasoning, for learning how to enhance your body so that it can handle those toxins that are out there being thrust upon you forcibly, unknowingly to you. Typically, oftentimes I think people are on the same knowledge and wavelength as me, and I'm sorry. I'm not apologizing. What I'm saying is I take people into places they didn't even know that existed in this world of reality. So hopefully this is hopefully it's well received. If not, please allow me to have my way of doing life. As long as there's no harm to you, then we are in a good place. And this is in all ways about allowing people the personal choice to how they want to be cared for in their life. Blessings and best regards. I'm Dr. Kevin. I'll see you in Trenton.